minutes to get my wait for everything to kick in and finally be streaming on all the platforms. That. Yeah, I've made adjustments to the overlay so it'll fit this game style, like the sizing and all that stuff. So let's see how well I did. If I need to change more, I always can, of course. But I think we're probably okay. I did some testing beforehand, so unless I missed something in my testing, always possible, but unless I missed something, should be good. Yeah. It's off a little bit, actually. Let me see if I can make an adjustment here. I do this. I take this. Let's expand this a little bit like that. And that is what, oh, I see what's happening. That's actually, okay, that's actually fine. That's actually black up there. So I just need to stretch this over some, actually. Okay. That should be good now. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, mostly at least. Maybe it's slightly off center. Yeah, it's a little off center. I should probably center it. Look a little bit better if I centered it. That means actually don't want to stretch it. Just center it. That'll be better overall. That's close anyway. That should be close enough. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything, but don't want it to look terrible. So make some adjustments here and there. As close. Okay. White birds. Yep, so we, because of further damage to the hotel, ended up sleeping up here. The lower levels are now completely inaccessible to us. So we can't even go back down to the lobby. We basically are on floors 14, I think, and up. Although I don't know, maybe we can't even get to 14 now. I'm not sure because we had to, they were saying stuff about like leave the rooms too. So actually, we might be like 17, 18, 19 and up, something like that. It's not a good sign for the hotel. clearly, or the island for that matter. Anyway, and so we slept here, which is where Nolan was the night before, the day before, when we talked to him about different things. And he said he had something in the morning for us, like some information. He knew who the killer was, I think is what he said, if I remember right. So he has information for us. So we're heading there now, presumably, to... How much of that is getting cut off? I don't think enough. Basically, right here, see at the very top of what's showing, right here is about this much, like from here to here. It's about that much is being cut off at the top. It's probably fine. At the bottom, there, it's about the same, roughly. So probably nothing major. If you find a problem where you can't see something that you need to, I'll make an adjustment again, but I think we're fine. So we were going to talk to Nolan, right?
It's a total disaster. We can't get to the raft anymore. Our only hope of salvation. The elevators are broken, the stairwells of the suites, the lobby have collapsed.
The raft was practically ready to sail toward calmer climes. What a mess. It is definitely no longer possible to leave the island by sea.
And you can count the rescue team out, man. Those jerks have discarded us like old socks. You see, the natives are a lot more important than us. As if it weren't urgent to get us out of this hole before we all finish at the bottom of the ocean.
Calm down. It's useless to panic. I just had Commissioner Reeves on the phone. He will send us the helicopter when he can. He doesn't consider our situation to be alarming if we compare our lot with that of the natives of the neighboring islands that disappeared last night along with their houses and their goods. They're working like crazy out there, and with very little means. We should all be patient.
I might have the means to get us out of this situation, if the rescuers are late.
That is to say what?
I hesitated to speak to you about it until right now. The solution presents a lot of risks, particularly in bad weather.
Come on, deliver, Lorenzo. This is getting irritating.
Well, there's a hot air balloon at the summit of the tower, and...
What? You kept this to yourself all this time? And to think that we spent hours constructing that damned raft.
Bastard! Who do you think you are to dispose of our lives like this?
But you don't realize, it would be complete madness to take off on this contraption in weather like this. It'd be taking the risk of sending everyone to their death in the sea in less time than you could blink.
It's up to each one of us to decide if we want to climb into this balloon. It's certainly not for you to decide on behalf of everyone.
Well, after all, if you mean it, I'll verify that it's in a proper condition to fly, and then proceed to equip it for takeoff.
That's it. And you do well to hurry. And above all, don't count on flying alone. We are keeping an eye on you now, Lorenzo. A hot air balloon. Figure that, ladies and gentlemen. Lorenzo, the brilliant architect of this place, hid the hot air balloon from us. Yes, you heard right. A hot air balloon. A hot air balloon. A hot air balloon!
We get it. Don't have to keep repeating it.
Is Martin crazy?
Stop your hysterics, Martin. It's not funny.
A hot air balloon? Well, one learns every day.
Well, what is this nutty story?
Lorenzo Battaglieri wanted to abandon us all and escape alone in his hot air balloon.
That's not necessarily true. You're just making assumptions. Well, Martin does not stay cool under pressure, we can realize now. Okay. So I need to go talk to Nolan, right? But I guess since I'm here, I could talk to these guests, like the family and stuff first, I suppose.
Grandfather's tower is awesome. A tomb that's sinking into the ocean. Between us, man, I think we have a better chance with the balloon than the raft.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Okay, so probably just go to Denolan first is what it's looking like. I like that there are these cracks and then water coming. And from out here, well, there's here too. Then from out here, at least while they were having their conversation, there were a bunch of drops, like rain that was on the roof, presumably leaking from the ceiling and stuff as well. Cracks here in the floor. This place is doing well. This place is doing great. No, it's fine. I don't know where Denolant is, so I just gotta look for him, I guess. Okay, well, we can go. Let's go up here. Hang on. So we're already on this floor. Let's see. And I didn't go all the way down the right side either. Let me do that. But let's do this first. Okay, so I came from here, right? Don't trip on the crack. Okay, there's Calio and Baina, and then it's my current thing. It is. Who were the last people to go into the library before the murder? Right, because we had been asking people before. Right, okay. Yeah, so there's Calio and Baina there. We know we have Billy and Clara. That might be all the spots over here. So Billy and Clara. Then we have Martin and Sonia.
I don't know what to cook.
And then we got, just Sonia. Martin is here right now. Do you go to the next one?
You don't seem to be doing very well, Christina.
No, I'm hot. I'm cold. I don't know anymore. I have a terrible headache.
My God, my darling. How you must be suffering.
Get lost, Martin. I'll take care of her.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going.
Thanks, Marco.
What?
Why is he always hovering around you, Christina?
But forget poor Martin. You're creating a scene, Marco. I am really exhausted.
I'm exhausted too, Christina. Your lies are tiring me. I'm gonna go get some air. You're getting to me.
Yikes. Is there an affair between Christina and Martin? But I didn't see any previous indications that there would have been such. Interesting. Well, okay, so anyway, so we did, this is all here. There's no Denolant in any of this. So let's throw a curveball at me while I'm trying to figure the other out too. Okay. Wait. Yeah, we cannot go that way further. Okay, just making sure. No further progress over there. No further travel, I should say. If I'm gonna go down and down, I might as well just go over here, right? They said the elevators are out, I think, so can't use those, I wouldn't think. 18. Teleport lounges. So he's not over on this side. I guess it's just, I was trying to think of, like, the angle was what I wasn't expecting, but it doesn't matter. That would go there. Let's check out here. Yeah. Water from here to also. Okay, so the gardens are out here, right? And there's Marco in the garden. But not Denolant. So I'll come back here, I think. We cannot go further over there, right?
Barnes, it's Jones. Did you do what I told you for the rescue? But what the hell are you doing? And so? Okay. The weather, but I don't give a damn about the weather. Okay, it's okay. I get it. Yes. Thanks anyway. Bye.
Okay. So he's trying to get somebody else to come help rescue him. What it sounds like. I'm on 17? I thought I was on 18. This is broken. I don't think I want to try it even. I don't know if there's a possibility of a bad ending. You like go in the elevator and you die. Not awesome, of course. Oh yeah, this is all water now.
Now, we're off. What's going on? Damn, it's stuck. Oh, too bad. Oh, I really don't feel like tackling the mechanics just now.
I had the impression that I was interrupting.
Sorry, Inspector, but right now I really don't have the time. I'm trying to run this shredder, but apparently it's broken. I wanted to clean up before leaving this tower. My tower. I don't want to see these plans anymore that are the proof of my failure. But I can see that you want to fix it. Here's the key for opening the shredder. Good luck, Inspector.
This could be useful.
Interesting. Okay. This. Don't know if this will work in the office upstairs as well, but this will work here where we couldn't do it. Could not do it before. So yeah. Oh, I see.
These gloves correspond with the sales receipt I found in the trash can of Christina and Marco.
So maybe evidence of
And
somebody's...
here is what is blocking the shredder. No, this is not possible. It's impossible. Someone took this card. Are the fingerprints I found on Simbi Lectar's cards his?
Okay, so it's just that. And then... we took a picture. Pieces of stained gowns, gloves. Interesting. The last people to go to the library before the murder. Okay, so we got that. That's going to be useful, I think, but... yeah, I don't think anything more. Let me make sure. Don't want to miss something if while I'm here, right? Might as well not just miss something now. Nah. And that does not go to his document. So I guess it's in the shredded stuff that's still hanging in the top. That's what it looks like. Okay. So the Nolan's not here.
Strange. It's not working anymore.
Oh. Force a habit. Yeah, so this is all water. Oh, it's not. You can go down to the other rooms. Denoland had a room down here somewhere.
Impossible to go lower. The stairs have collapsed.
What's on 13?
Floor is still under construction. With Jones's death, I doubt these will be finished one day.
Ah, 13 was nothing. Okay, I don't remember ever trying with the stairs there, so. Okay. We were told the rooms were not safe anymore. So. You can see here, yeah. So I would not expect. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Yeah, okay. So if these are all wrecked, I don't know what I'm doing here. I really should just go above. They said all the hotel rooms were unsafe. So 14, 15, 16. Since I'm here, I don't think there will be, but in the unlikely event there ends up being something else. But I'm not going to like do a whole lot of heavy analysis because I'm looking for stuff that might be different from before. I don't think there's going to be anything. I didn't look in the bathroom. I'm not going to worry about it. Watch, it'll be the one place I did not check the bathroom, but. Oh, I did get something. What is this? But nothing else? Can I do something with this?
Someone took a good deal of time, it seems. Who had the time to use these condoms?
Interesting. Huh. Maybe I need to be more thorough. The other room. Let's go back across the hall to the other room really fast. Make sure I didn't miss something. In fact, let's go to the bathroom here too. And now with that, I no longer thinking it's going to be necessarily as simple a thing where I don't need to come back. So. Okay, and I don't see anything else here. Cannot look in the trash. Okay. This way. Yeah, no. Nothing here, I don't think. Here. Bathroom, probably no again, but let's check. Out of all of this, nothing. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing like a magnifying glass to examine more closely. Okay. So this is Marco and Christina's room. And the one across the way, that was Billy and Clara's, wasn't it? Let me see what it says again. No, Sonia and Martin's suite. Sonia and Martin were across the hall. Okay, interesting. So that's where we found the condom, which is latex. This can be used kind of like latex gloves where you don't leave fingerprints. It's not really as convenient, but especially if you had multiple, you can cover multiple fingers. Potentially. Never mind. Um, Denolant. Yeah, probably not in this room, given that they were told the rooms were becoming unsafe. I would have thought he would have been where everybody else was, though, like having slept in the same place they had and stuff. Maybe not, though. Okay. Nothing, nothing. Anything else? We're here. There's the drawer. But again, no magnifying glass. Okay. And nothing in the drawer. Okay. Okay. So that's to Nolan. So across the way, this one will be Billy and Clara's. And I think there's anything there. Bathroom. So far, nothing. But it is interesting. We gained a couple of clues, right? We got the glove left in the shredder. We got the card with the fingerprint of, what was the person's name? I don't think I've met that person. Somebody, I think a native probably. Anyway, and then we now have the condom. That would probably be Martin's, since women generally don't use condoms. Okay. Not gonna worry about my. Somebody could have left me a letter, I suppose. That's still, that was like bolted shut. Okay, let's go in here. I don't expect anything. Of course, this would be a trap, and I could get killed too while I'm here. Of course, I don't know why somebody would leave something in the drawer in the bathroom for me. That would be a little weird. Probably just, if anything, on the bed, or possibly there are beside the bed. And since we were told to evacuate these rooms, that's less likely too. But all right, so it looks like we just got the one condom from Bill, or from Martin and Sonia's room. I'm assuming this is still bolted.
No point in insisting. This is bolted.
Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. 17. All right, that was silly. This is where I just was. Yeah, technical workshop. Okay.
Strange. It's not working anymore.
And I also clicked the wrong thing. Go back to the stairs. I do know how to move. I promise. Okay, 18. Now we're here again. Okay. Already went out to the garden. That was where Marco was. Then we have this. So I guess over here, we'll try. So straight, if you were going to keep walking. Nobody out here. Okay. So, I guess that means the Nolant is one of the offices? Isn't that what's just above this? I think so. Yeah, that's where everybody else was. So up one from here. This is Walter Jones's suite, right? I guess I can look and see if Denolant's in here. No, still no. I don't even have the key to the shredder anymore. We used it up. Down below. But just in case, somebody over here. No. Okay. Cannot do anything with this card or whatever that is. Yeah, okay. So Denolant's not here. I guess there's the library next, and then the Taglieri's office on top. Lorenzo, that's his name. The Taglieri. Okay. In the library. Ah, crap. Is he just asleep, hard night, or is he dead? He's dead, isn't he? Damn, bro. And they tried to make it look like a self-unaliving, too. Christmas.
Noland was going to reveal something to me yesterday evening, and he committed suicide.
Stuff!
My number one suspect is slipping from my fingers, as if by chance.
Hubert, it's me, Lorenzo. I absolutely have to speak to you. Hubert? Hubert, is everything okay? What the? Oh my God. All this blood. Oh, how horrible. Listen to me, everyone. Hubert de Noland is dead. He committed suicide. I just found him with his gun in his hand. There was blood everywhere. This is totally insane.
What a horror, my God.
He committed suicide.
Are
Are you sure?
Old Jones dead. Nolant dead. Madness has descended on the tower of Old Jones.
What are you saying? Hubert and Noland? It's not possible.
Sorry. Hi. Some platforms don't like that term, so. And I don't know if it even was good enough. Very possibly, no. Anyway, I probably didn't come up. I'm not going to keep doing it. I'll probably get knocked at some point with it anyway. It doesn't matter, I suppose.
The piece of Jones's wheelchair that was missing is here. It's weird. Had Hubert de Noland stolen it? And if yes, why?
A pin? That's the remote control for the wheelchair, I see.
I can't do this. A bullet always leaves traces of powder on the skin around its entry point.
Okay. So I think we got everything from here except interacting with this somehow, and I don't know.
I definitely forgot something. This is not possible.
What do you think you forgot? Use that on it. Oh. Did you use the pen? Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's better if I take the prints first.
Right. Now I can do the prints. Okay.
No trace of fingerprints on this weapon. Not a trace on the trigger. The murderer might have worn gloves. There's already been one murder. I'm not going to leave this gun within the reach of all and sundry.
I don't know why we needed the... Oh, maybe the pen was to pry his fingers? Maybe that's what it was. Holy crap. Okay. Was Hubert de Nolan's death really what it looks like? I go... So we still have this also. Still need to figure out this. Last people to go to the library before the murder.
If I find out who was in the library at the time of the crime, then I have a good chance of getting to the murderer.
Yeah, that's what I want. It is useless to search elsewhere for a guilty party. I am the murderer and the only one responsible for the crime. What I did today was to preserve my honor and my dignity. Hubert de Nolan. Yeah, right. Okay, sure.
Rather perfunctory for a letter of confessions. And why would a man like Nolan have written this on a small scrap of paper? It doesn't seem like him.
Yeah. Dear Hubert, you know well the feelings that I hold towards my grandchildren. I am speaking more precisely about Sonia and Billy, whose recent project to stick a psychiatric analysis on my back and put me under judicial psychiatric observation worries me a bit. This initiative clearly means to influence my position regarding their parts in inheritance. I have not changed my mind one bit on this matter, and consider those two to be little trouble-making parasites who never lifted a finger in their lives. As for Marco, I am vexed to see him waste his political career by getting bogged down into a liaison with a little of a Russian girl who is too ambitious, to be honest. I am considering inviting them and their spouses to shortcut this crap procedure, all the while giving them the impression that I want to reconcile with him and give them the better part of my will. I'm impatiently waiting for your always informed advice regarding this matter. Sincerely, Walter. Yeah, so Walter clearly could tell that Sonia first of all, Sonia and Billy were just leeching off of him. And then he was struggling because Marco is with Christina, and he feels like Christina is extremely ambitious. Now, the fact that Christina and Martin had a brief thing before Marco kind of, it's okay. Are you okay, Christina? It's okay, Bill. Martin, you can go away. Christina, are you okay? And then there was this weird, and then Marco said that he feels like she's lying to him. Yeah, these are all possibly ties showing maybe that Billy and Christina were in cahoots to kill Walter Jones. Because if they planned together to kill Walter, then with Walter dead, the old will still takes place because the marriage never happened, which means that the grandchildren would inherit, which means both Martin and, of course, by extension, Sonia, and then also Marco, and then also Marco, and so by extension, in the reverse, Christina would stand to have a hefty inheritance from Walter. So that's a potential motive for why.
Jones was incredibly crafty, even with his own family.
Okay, and then this. Act of renunciation for procedure for placement under psychiatric observation. We, the undersigned, Sonia Abruzzi, born Abruzzi, born James, or born Jones, because she's married to Martin Abruzzi, of course, and then Billy Jones. We attest by the present that Walter Samuel Jones, our grandfather, is in full possession of his mental faculties. Hey, Monmouth, welcome. He was never affected by any trouble or mental illnesses that could have perturbed his actions regarding us or anyone for any motive whatsoever. We renounce, starting at the present moment, any procedure or legal appeal, past or future, having a purpose of stripping him of his rights and private and professional prerogatives. We recognize having acted in this way to protect ourselves for fear of being disinherited. Signed in Segura on the 8th of June, 2006, Sonia Abruzzi, born Jones, and Billy Jones. Okay, so this is their backing out of the previous maneuver where they were trying to show mental instability. Interesting. It does. Oh, you know what? That's because I update it, except Twitch doesn't let me update it that way. Twitch is dumb and it decides it's not. Yeah, let me change that. I forget sometimes to manually adjust that because it's dumb. There you go. It should say Sinking Island now. I hate that Twitch does that. I have a thing like an API. I don't know if you know what an API is. Basically, I have through the service I use called Restream, I have permission via Twitch for that Restream service to send information to update titles and stuff. So it updates the title just fine. It just apparently doesn't update the game because reasons. So thanks for letting me know. I forgot apparently to adjust that. Should be it. If it isn't yet, if you refresh, it will update, but it should update to show now that it's Sinking Island.
They made some sort of arrangement, that's certain.
Yeah. Okay. Last people in the library. Before, I guess it'd be before Walter's murder? Yeah. Okay, good. So it did get updated. Just now I updated it. Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirming. Okay. So I guess since they had previously put in the arrangement to get him to undergo psychiatric evaluation, maybe this shows that they were the last ones there. Let me see.
The clues do not match.
No, okay. So that is not I mean, I the clues. I have one clue to try to. This one? Probably no.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Condom wrapper with prints. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, there are 98 whole people who still follow this game. To be fair, this game was, like I said, something like 2006 or something. So, yeah. Not an agreement. Expecting a document to say who the last person was there that was there. I'm definitely enjoying it. There was a flaw in logic that they required for one of the puzzle like bits of the investigation you're trying to solve, which was who was who was a skilled enough marksman to be able to shoot Walter Jones from the window of the library. It's like the evidence included showing the picture of Walter with his grandchildren on safari, and then each person who had each of the grandchildren who confirmed they were on safari, you had to drag their declarations that they were on safari. Like, going on safari is no verification that you're good at hunting. Like, that could be your first time with a rifle. You might have had a day or a week of practice before, just so that you don't shoot somebody accidentally. That doesn't make you a skilled marksman. I don't, but whatever. Anyway, so there are some small things like that I'm like, it's a little break in logic, but okay. You're rushing to assumptions that aren't. They're backed by one piece of, well, I guess two pieces of evidence: a picture of people on safari, and then somebody confirming that they were on the safari. That's basically the same evidence. It's just somebody confirming that what the picture shows is accurate. That doesn't confirm any kind of level of shooting ability, but okay. Anyway. So not the menu, probably, not the pamphlet. There's be something to say who is in the library last, but it says it's a document. I don't. That's gonna be wrong.
The clues do
We
not
didn't
match.
get that until after. We didn't get that until after having moved on anyway. So that, yeah, I was gonna say that there's no way that works. Nationality agreement for the domiciliation of the Jones Company. Golden wheelchair manual. That I don't see. None of these show who would have been in the library last. Got the piece of the remote to the wheelchair from Denolan's pocket. I'm extremely shocked that after we start investigating somebody's murder, somebody else gets murdered in the process. That never happens in murder mysteries, ever. There were no prints. Well, let me look at these. Okay. But this isn't a document, so this won't solve the current puzzle question. And of course, this is how I found this. How I found Denolant. No prints on here at all. Fingerprints on an ex-employee's Simbi Lakhtar's keycard. Are they the owners? This Baina? I'll just do all the fingerprints one by one. Let's go to the very bottom. Okay, Lorenzo. Okay.
Incorrect match.
I'm thinking it's going to be Martin, but I don't know for sure.
Incorrect match. Incorrect match. Incorrect match.
Billy. But again, I think it's Martin.
Incorrect match.
Not totally sure. Colio.
Incorrect match.
I called him Callow earlier, I think. Colio is what I meant. Okay, no fingerprints for all of that. This one. Martin? Not Martin.
Incorrect
Okay.
match.
Marco.
Correct match.
Marco must have stolen this card from Lorenzo.
Interesting. Okay. That's still not a document, though. Figure out how I'm gonna... I wonder, that looks like the remote to the wheelchair, but we also, if you go over to the desk here, there's like a red beeping. I wonder if this somehow ties to this.
Nope.
No, okay. And I still don't really have anything to pull the drawer from the backside. Okay. I still don't know, like, an order or whatever it is exactly to open with the books here. I'm apparently not very good at which books you pull where, because I didn't get the books in the Inheritance from Crimson Manor until toward the end of the game. I didn't get the books from Killings of Payne's Creek until toward the end of the game, and I've still not figured out the books in this game yet, and it's toward the end of the game. So apparently, I either stumble on those way too early before I have enough information to solve them, or I just am not great at solving them until I have enough other stuff gathered together, I guess. What? Did my social stream just... What happened? Hang on. Let me... Okay. So it's still... Twitch is still receiving. I don't know why my social stream suddenly cleared everything out. That was weird. Apologies. If you type more, it should show up. I don't know why it cleared. That's very strange. Document, though. Huh? I think it's time to talk to some people, maybe. I don't know. We could go up one to Lorenzo's office. More likely to be documents there rather than declarations or something. I guess we could try this first. In here, really. No. Yep, your comment showed up again. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why it cleared it out. I don't have a setting that I remember, at least, for clearing stuff out. I mean, if somebody gets timed out because they try to spam me, I now block them. But that shouldn't clear that out, so I don't know.
Why didn't you talk to me about this hot air balloon earlier, Lorenzo?
This hot air balloon has never flown, and the weather conditions are particularly bad. I didn't want to give false hopes.
Oh, well, at the moment it seems we don't have any other choice than saving ourselves by air. Do you know to whom these gloves might belong?
No, I can't say.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
An old shark like Noland dies of old age in his bed, Norm. He doesn't commit suicide.
Very well, thank you.
But there were no documents over here, right? So there's this paper, but I can never examine it at all, so I don't know if we ever even do anything with that. Okay. Before, it was, he would say that we should talk to Lorenzo about it, so I thought since Lorenzo's here, I guess we're not going to talk to him about it. I wonder if that, though, is maybe tied to the hot air balloon. So maybe that's why we don't ask now. I don't know. Where apparently the U.S. military don't ask, don't tell. Or something. Okay. So now this is Walter Jones's level. So this is where everybody pretty much is gathered. Other than Lorenzo being up there and Denoland, who's now dead. Wait, they're not here now? Uh-oh. What's happened?
It's strange, Inspector. The death of Hubert Denollet saddens me more than that of my grandfather. Poor man.
I found this in your suite.
It's certainly a mistake, Mr. Norm. It's embarrassing. Well, my husband and I, we haven't used prophylactics for a while.
Do you know to whom these gloves might belong?
No, I haven't the foggiest idea, Mr. Norm.
Noland had hastily written up evasive confessions on a piece of paper. Do you think that one has to look for an explanation of his suicide in them?
Maybe he was a man who had a sense of honor after all. This letter signed by him seems authentic, doesn't it? In the end, it's your job, Mr. Norm.
No, it does not seem authentic, actually.
What did you get in return for rescinding that Walter Jones be put under psychiatric care?
Listen, Mr. Norm, I don't want to tell you tales. It was a give and take between us. My grandfather was rewriting his will in our favor, something which is utterly normal and which happens in every family in the world, I'll allow myself to remind you, in exchange for which Billy and I accepted to sign this paper. My grandfather manipulated us one more time. He took us for a big ride. In my view, we'll get nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, if you had thought you would inherit, it seems to me that this is in a little danger.
I didn't have any illusions about my grandfather for a long time, Mr. Norm, and this repugnant letter only reinforces my convictions. Walter Jones is good and proper, one of the biggest jerks I know.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
I didn't really know Hubert Denollet, but I have trouble believing that he was the sort of man who would commit suicide.
Thank you.
Well, looks like you now have a new corpse on your hands, Inspector.
I found this in your suite.
But what? No. I don't see at all how you could have found this in my room. Really, Inspector.
Totally different response than Sonia's.
Do you know to whom these gloves might belong?
No. I can't say. Sorry.
What did you get in return for rescinding that Walter Jones be put under psychiatric care?
I suppose that Hubert de Noland told you that I was behind this initiative of putting him under psychiatric care. And yes, I acknowledge that without any shame. The shares of the Jones Company had been dramatically down for a while, which was not surprising in any case. Walter Jones had become a paranoid and dangerous old man for the viability of his corporation. He had endangered it by his irrational decisions. I understood that he was going to lose all his wealth. He had to be stopped before he led himself to ruin and took his grandchildren with him. But the old man had it in for us. We should never have signed this document. It's a mistake that will cost us very dearly because my wife and her brothers will get nothing. I am convinced of that now.
If the heirs had thought of inheriting, it seems they're off to a rather rocky start. What do you think?
Old Man Jones manipulated us all. I truly regret not having taken the procedure of putting him under psychiatric care to its conclusion. It is now clear that he had lost his mind, and that he was getting ready to disinherit all his grandchildren.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
I didn't know Mr. Noland for real, Inspector, and I'd be pretty incapable of telling you if this man had a suicidal temperament.
I get it. I'd like to chat with you for a moment. I found this in the suite of Martin and Sonia Abruzzi. Does this remind you of something?
My personal life is my business alone, Jack. Hence, I am not going to confide in you. You can understand that, can't you?
I mean, except if it's a crime, it's not your business only. If it's tied directly to a crime or evidence of a crime, but...
Do you know to whom these gloves might belong?
Oh, but of course, Jack. These are gloves that I bought in Moscow. A gift for Marco. What brought them to such a sorry state?
I have my idea about this, but I won't say anything for now. I thank you for this information, Christina. What did you get in return for rescinding that Walter Jones be put under psychiatric care?
Ask Marco. He knows better than me. It's his family's affair. You'll understand.
If the heirs had thought of inheriting, It seems they're off to a rather rocky start. What do you think?
This man detested me, Jack. And I didn't love him either. He wanted me to leave. Marco didn't want to leave me, so Walter Jones made him pay. There, you have it all.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
I don't know, Jack. I didn't know him very well.
Sure, I see.
Sure, I see. It's pretty cool. You get like, piece of the plaster or whatever fell off
I'm
here,
fed
and
up,
then you see
Martin.
it here
It's
on the
been
ground.
2 days that I've been trying to reach the agent of Huron Nex, your so-called painter friend. And you can keep him, and the others, elsewhere.
You're ungrateful to him, Sonia. He was very useful to you 2 years ago when you sold his painting at the Art Expo in New York. He allowed you to meet many international clients.
You bore me, Martin.
Sonia, you're losing all control because you can't leave with your handsome Italian hunk and the hot air balloon, that's all.
And you. You're blowing your fuses because your raft floated off on the water and poor Christina has a fever.
Everybody's having affairs with everybody, apparently. Okay, just so I get that clear. Everybody's having an affair with everybody. All right. So apparently Sonia is with Lorenzo Battaglieri, the architect, and then Martin is with Christina. I don't know what's going on. This is all, as of this latest thing, where we go to the next morning, this all is coming out now. I had no idea any of this was going on before. So this is all just like, okay. Apparently they are all up in each other's business. Figuratively, but also literally.
I just have some questions to ask you. Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
Hubert de Noland was not a man who had that in his head, Jack Norm.
Thank you. I need you to enlighten me on a point. Excuse me, I am distracted.
So nothing.
I have what
there,
I need.
okay.
See you later.
Okay. Nobody over here. Okay, so where did Billy and Clara go? Billy, Clara, and Marco are three I don't know now where they are. The others are all still basically at least where they were before. Although Colio and Baina went over here. They were over here before. Wait, let me think. No, they were actually over here already. Never mind. Okay, so Helipad, I think, has Marco. Or not Helipad. I want the garden, actually. What is that? That's down this way, actually. To go here. And over here. And this way. Okay, Marco's out here.
I am entirely at your disposition, Inspector.
Do you have any idea of what I found on Simbi Laktar's keycard, Mr. Jones?
No, I don't know. But get to the point, Inspector.
Your fingerprints.
Oh, yes? It's certainly the result of a blunder by Lorenzo. He gave me this card by mistake. He took it back from me and finally gave me the right card, but that's all there is to it.
These gloves are yours, right, Marco?
No, these gloves could belong to anyone on this island. In any case, they're not mine.
Noland had hastily written up evasive confessions on a piece of paper. Do you think that one has to look for an explanation of his suicide in them?
I'm not blaming you, Inspector, but Hubert de Noland was mistreated in your
I'm
investigation.
not
It's a
blaming
fact.
you, Inspector. But Hubert de Noland was mistreated in your investigation. It's a fact. And maybe he was more fragile than it seemed.
Wow, that was like really out of sync. Really, really out of sync audio. For a second, I thought they just missed putting the audio in.
What did you get in return for rescinding that Walter Jones be put under psychiatric care?
I didn't sign this document because I was against Billy's and Sonia's idea to put my grandfather under psychiatric care.
Well, if you had thought you would inherit, it seems to me that this is in a little danger.
I acknowledge that my grandfather's hostile and fairly backward attitude towards Christina hurt me a lot, and no doubt it distanced us from one another, Without a doubt, I am paying the consequences for it today at a high price, Inspector.
Your girlfriend Christina affirms that these gloves are yours. What do you have to say about that?
Sure, Christine is sometimes in pain, you know. She has bad migraines that affect her faculties a little. She must not have seen them properly, Inspector.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
I don't know if Noland had a suicidal temperament, Inspector. But with what that sleazy attorney had on his conscience, you'll find out, Inspector. This guy certainly had good reasons to kill himself.
After all, why not?
Because YouTube doesn't like that kind of discussion? Maybe that's why? Gloves is being belonging to Marco. Marco says Lorenzo must have made him touch the key card without him noticing. Martin explains that, Martin didn't have anything new. Why is this acting like there's new stuff for him? Very confused, but okay. Yeah, and Lorenzo doesn't have any either. What is the new declaration by the character when there's no new? I'm very confused, but okay. Whatever. Okay, so I need to find Clara and Billy still. Oh wait, are they maybe in the technical workshop? Maybe. Yeah, there we go.
Ask me your questions, Inspector. I love crime thrillers, you know?
Noland had hastily written up evasive confessions on a piece of paper. Do you think that one has to look for an explanation of his suicide in them?
I'm starting to get really tired, man, and I'm in no condition to help you. But I think it's a little too obvious, no?
What did you get in return for rescinding that Walter Jones be put under psychiatric care?
Well, it was our only chance to recoup our grandfather's estate. Well, as I said, my grandfather brought Sonia and me together in his office to sign this paper. He made an impossibly huge fuss about how he had fired all his staff and how it was a call for help. He wanted us to take care of him and pamper him. Us, his cherished grandchildren. See what kind of guy he is? We asked to see his will, but what do you think? What play acting when I think back. He was a big bluffer, the old man. He wouldn't have been bad at poker.
Well, if you had thought you would inherit, it seems to me that this is in a little danger.
Helping for grandfather's estate is like betting on a bad hand. One has little chance of winning. I'm a gambler. I counted on it anyway. I shouldn't have.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
I don't think so. At the same time, your embarrassing questions must surely have got on his nerves, that's for sure. So, maybe he just decided to get it all over with once and for all. Who knows?
I'm not sure about that.
I think it's time to start thinking about saving our skins, Inspector. The rest has become secondary, hasn't it?
What did you get in return for rescinding that Walter Jones be put under psychiatric care?
You ought to speak to Billy, Inspector. I don't get mixed up with the family affairs of my husband.
Did Hubert de Noland have a suicidal temperament?
I didn't know him well enough. People are sometimes bizarre. In the end, it's true. You never know.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so you're gonna go up, 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 all the way to the 22nd floor again. Talk to Lorenzo. Oh, this way actually, I think is faster. Yeah. Eighteen, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay.
Just one question. I won't be here for long. Lorenzo, did you give this card to Marco Jones by mistake before taking it back from him to give him his own card?
Well, I wouldn't swear by it, obviously. But I don't remember anything of this at all, Inspector. I can only tell you that it's been a few days since I was able to find it. I thought I'd mislaid it.
I'll come back to see you.
Hmm. Do you still want a document of some kind to confirm who was last in the library? That would be this one, is the library floor. Look in the library itself again and see if there's something floating around that I might have missed. I mean, on the plus side, Denolent is not going to need to be in the hot air balloon now. He doesn't need to be anywhere else. So, I guess he helped out, or whoever killed him helped out with the weight problem of the balloon. Nothing else here, I don't think, though. Who were the last people to go into the library? You'd think it'd have to be this if they do the renunciation, right? But that was wrong.
The clues do not match.
So, if not that. Let's see. Oh. Well, no. That's. Probably not this. It's wedding invitations, and they talks about going to the chapel, which is off of Jones's suite, so it won't be that. And that's a speech, also tied to the wedding and probably the chapel more than anything else, as far as that goes. This here, renouncing the conciliation here, is something that might have been in the library. But the conciliation itself, I don't think was, because this was long enough ago. There was some time passed before they denounced their conciliation agreement. So, don't think that's right. Autopsy doesn't help for that. Trial summary notes doesn't help. It could be the invitation cards. That's assuming they all went to the library, but I guess maybe.
The clues do not match.
Yeah, okay. List of people on the island. Because this has stuff like Baina wouldn't have been. So I don't think so. I'll do it just in case, but I don't think that's right.
The clues do not match.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Pistol without prints. I'm going to think that's Martin. Let me see. Yeah, here we go.
Martin used these condoms.
Yep. Yeah, with Martin's prints. Okay. We have this. Marco.
Incorrect match.
No. I wonder if these are actually Christina's. No.
Incorrect match.
This is also Martin, maybe? I feel like what's going on is probably Christina and Martin together decided to off Walter Jones because they could not reconcile well enough to get, like the grandchildren could not, to get Walter Jones to change his mind. He was still going to give everything, all of his inheritance, to Baina and or any children that he and Baina could have had together. That was where the inheritance was going to go. Period. He was not going to change that. Despite their renouncing their conciliation to have him psychiatrically committed, he still was not going to back out. He was still going through with a marriage to Baina, and then the inheritance going to Baina and any children they might have. And if they had no children, any family that were also on the island, meaning to Colio after Baina. So the only way to stop that from happening was to stop the marriage from happening. And not that I agree, and I'm not saying it's better, but in a criminal's mind, what better way to stop a marriage from happening than to kill one of the parties getting married? Then the marriage cannot happen, right? So, doing that would have made not the new will, but the previous will kick in instead, because the new will would never happen. So because it was nullified, like the circumstances and specifications of the new will could never take place, it becomes null and void. Thus, you revert back to the previous will, which would be that all the grandchildren get the inheritance instead. So if you're reverting back to that, both Martin and Christina stand to gain from that because they both are married. Well, Christina's not married, but Christina's the fiance of Marco. And so when they, if they followed through with it, everything and got married, she would be kind of also, not really directly, but basically also inheriting from Walter Jones's wealth. And then Martin was already married to Sonia, and so would also be inheriting. So, anyway, so I'm thinking maybe this is Martin's fingerprints are on here. Maybe? No. Okay.
Incorrect match.
Denolant.
Incorrect match.
Okay. I don't even remember who all I did. There's no way it's Baina's, right?
Incorrect
Or
match.
Colio, for that matter. They see neither of them, neither Baina nor Colio had incentive to kill Jones because they both were going to inherit everything from Jones's death. But they would have had it already through marriage to Jones. So there's not like extra incentive to get that. I already checked Martin, right? I'll do it again just to make sure. Yeah.
Incorrect.
So
match.
not Martin, not Christina either, right? I'm going to do everybody just so I've got it, but some of these
Incorrect match.
at least in my mind, and for some of these I already know that they're not involved. Billy?
Incorrect match.
Clara?
Incorrect match.
Christina? Where did Christina too, right? Yeah.
Incorrect match. Incorrect match.
In fact, actually, because these are gloves, they might not have any fingerprints. Now that I think about it.
Match.
So what would I be matching then? This with what? Instead of fingerprints. Can't be shoes, obviously. You do hands, yeah.
Incorrect match.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do any of this, actually. Because the gloves are torn up. So we might not, yeah. And so we don't have enough hands. More than just those two. And Baina is not going to... Again, I don't believe Baina has incentive for it.
Incorrect match.
Somebody's contacting me through Discord. Let me see what's going on. Oh, I see. So I just have notification sounds on that I don't want on. Give me a second. Let me turn those off. There was no actual message. I mean, it was another Discord server I'm also on. I have a couple of them. I have one for Wither Studios, the guys that did one of the games that I played before. I don't remember what it's called offhand now. For some reason, it's escaping my mind. Anyway, so I'm on that server. I'm on a server for the software I use. I'm on a couple other YouTubers servers that I've worked with before. Anyway, I've done stuff before with. I mean, anyway, so I don't know on that. I don't actually think we have anything to compare either of these now that I see it. I thought in the comparison thing here, we might get a receipt or something, but no. So none of those. Interesting. I wonder how we're going to get a document to prove this part of the puzzle, and then also how we're going to...
Books on animal painters. Books on international law Anglo-Saxon, and Maldivian law. Walter Jones left nothing to chance.
Was it not this side? Oh, here it
Books on
is.
very different subjects. In English, in German, in French. There's a Spanish one here. It's strange for someone as organized as Walter Jones.
All right. None of these even pull out, though, I don't think. So it's not, it doesn't seem like it's even a combination on the other, although I guess it's got to be, right? If you pull one out but the other doesn't pull at all, then I guess it's got to be some kind of combination to get this. I don't know what that combination is. It's only... Hang on. Okay, what does he say when I do it again?
Books on very different subjects.
English,
in
German, French,
in
and Spanish.
There's a Spanish one here. It's strange for someone as organized as Walter Jones.
English, German, French, Spanish. Maybe that's an order? English, German, French, Spanish. Drop way of life. Computers and business. Erwachet is German. That's not English. Plan 8. A planet in trouble. Human destiny and violence. And we have Goethe. Le régicide toujours actuel. Le quotidien est une douleur. We have Todo tiene dos lados. Zapatismo no murió. La traición. Vayan sin miedo. Then we go back to French. Le 40e rugissant. Deep Ocean Tragedy. How to Run for President. How are these all associated? They're totally different titles, totally different subjects, totally different authors. Talk about somebody who's organized. I wonder if this is business. So I do like with business focus. So could be that, maybe. Not convinced that's right. What else in business do we have? Deep Ocean Tragedy, no. How to Run for President. Doesn't seem like he was even remotely interested in that. That'd be more of a Marco thing, if anything. So business. My French is rusty. What's rugissant? I don't know what that is. I don't think we have enough to do this right now. Okay. And I still don't have anything to open that drawer underneath either. Well, shoot. So I guess nothing in here right now. So Lorenzo, this Walter's suite is next. Still don't think we have enough for Walter's suite either. Oh, maybe that's what it's for instead. I was thinking it'd be like, you know, like some Indiana Jones type thing, weird thing or whatever, so like a jewel. But I wonder, there's a red beeping light over here under the painting. I wonder if this remote maybe does something with that. This.
Well, we could say that Jones did all he could to be able to control his tower from his wheelchair.
That's all we say with that. Okay, I'm not sure how that's... Did something change? Other than that no longer being something we can interact with while holding the remote, I don't know what else happened, if anything. Nothing in this room, it doesn't look like. Wonder if we... Is something in the safe, maybe? Something we missed, and there's something in the safe that I can do? No, that only opens and
It's
closes
impossible.
that.
This is not working.
Okay, so that doesn't have anything new, it doesn't look like. Very confused what that interaction was. Did that do something? Because nothing seems to have changed elsewhere. So I think I already tried to use it on the desk in the library, right? At Walter's office. I think so. There's nothing new here now, though, right? Oh! Oh! That allowed us to descend. It's just there was no animation or anything like that. Okay, I see. And probably this takes us back up. Oh. So that's how you get down. This is the chapel, is underneath his suite. Probably like to the side of another room, a floor below or something as well. Interesting. Okay. There's nothing else here in this screen, in this scene. No. Okay, I think we're going forward is what we're next doing. Fertility statue 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Oh, this will open up something, right? Better match the symbols, right? Are these not all the same? This, basically a box and the triangle on top, right? Box, triangle on top for all these. I guess we'll just try an order initially and see what happens. If I have this one. Interesting. Why is... I wonder if the way... Oh, hang on. Yeah, so maybe they point in. This looks like the front, right? This looks like maybe a breasts of a carved, figure. So maybe I do so that they like the different ways and they all face in. Maybe that's what we're doing. Or all asses on the inside, one of the two. Okay. So maybe it's the reverse then. There we go. Yep, all like basically rejecting me being in the middle. All women reject me. I have a sad life. Oh. Okay. What is this? Document, maybe. Yes, what does this say? Act of union and marriage between Miss Baina Jumhu without profession, daughter of Kolio Jumhu, the fisherman of Maldivian nationality, and Mr. Walter Jones, president, managing director of the Jones Company of Maldivian and American nationalities. According to current Maldivian tradition, the spouses will bring their dowry to their union and to the household that they found. Dowry of Miss Baina Jumhu is constituted by the following items bequeathed to her by her father: a hut made of wooden beams, covered in new palm leaves, containing a woven armchair, a leather bag covered with 1,600 cowrie shells, 5 bags of white rice, trunk of clothes, a complete culinary set, a coral altar, 4 statuettes, a motorized Doni, not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that, D-H, Joni, I would think, in reparation, and a new water pump. The entire proprietary of the lands of on the Segura Island in the Maldives. Mr. Walter Jones' dowry is constituted by the following items: the entirety of his properties, goods, privileges held up to this day, shares, stock options, holdings, dividends, fortunes, furniture, and buildings held by the Jones Company and other companies, and the Jones Tower built on Segura Island. It is reminded to the spouses that the customary law regarding property and inheritance in the Maldives is considered law in this union, and details what that if this or that and details that if one of the spouses were to die, the estate goes to the surviving spouse, and failing that, to the only children born of this marriage, having been born in the territories of the Maldive Republic, as well as any eligible party native to this territory. There's no eligible party existing on the date of the estate's settlement, its liquidation will be pronounced in favor of the Treasury of the Maldive Republic. The spouses are to remain faithful and to help each other and commit themselves to respect the laws and customs of the Maldive land. Fertility, prosperity, happiness. Sagora, May 23rd, 2006. Kolio Jumhu, Walter Jones.
The person who stole the remote wanted that this document not be found. The goal was clearly to prevent the marriage.
Yes, I can't really. Anyway, okay. It's interesting that a chapel was set up here. Very interesting. That's just looking at this again, yeah. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Oh, do I need to do this again? There we go. I see. Maybe time to talk to some people now. $17. Oh, right. 18. I think 19 is the level everybody's on. Oh, almost everybody. Let's go to 19 first. Go over talk to Julio and Baina first.
I need your assistance to clarify certain points.
I don't know if Baina can really tell me much. I'm not sure how well our character understands her hand motions.
I want justice to be rendered to you, Baina. These were the last wishes of Walter Jones. I need you to enlighten me on a point.
So didn't really get anything out of
I
her.
want to render justice to your daughter Baina by carrying out Walter Jones's last wishes.
You are a good man, and my door will always be open to you. That is, if we get out of here alive, Jack Norm.
So nothing other than saying he wants to help him out. That didn't really give me much. Okay. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but it doesn't really tell me almost anything. Conveniently, the cracks in the floor don't extend here where it becomes treacherous to try to get to the stairs. Whew! We're lucky.
The interview can start, Inspector.
Christina Bromsky is the only person to use this brand of Russian condoms, and they carry your prints. Let me save some time, Mr. Abruzzi, and tell me the truth at last.
I see I'm obliged to recognize it, Inspector. I did spend some of the night in my suite with Christina, but I am still free to spend the night with whoever I fancy, am I not? I would be very grateful to you if you could keep this to yourself. It doesn't concern your investigation, does it? And you understand that for my wife, well, it's very embarrassing.
I thank you for your help.
Guess who's going to go straight to your wife and tell her? Probably.
I'm hoping to ask you some questions. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Maybe not. Okay.
All right now. I am all yours, Jack.
Martin Abruzzi's fingerprints are on the condom wrapper. You are the only one here to use this somewhat exotic brand, so...
You are a good policeman, Jack. Well, yes. I had a little adventure with Martin on the evening of the murder. But I beg you not to tell anything to Marco. He is really jealous, you know? Martin invited me to his room because he was having back pain so that I could give him massage. I am very good at massage, you know? Then, I think things deteriorated a little, Inspector Norm. I confess.
Well, we're getting there. You see, when you want to.
I mean, given that Christina did that, my opinion of her character dropped, of course. I'm also not seeing what she sees in Martin. Like, Martin is very abrasive, very, I don't know. I wouldn't think he'd be attractive to her, but maybe. I was no accounting for taste.
I'd like to put something in my mouth.
What? What are you?
This crisis menu is like rationing,
Oh.
but it'll be fine for me.
He's eating, I guess. Okay. Okay, so people potentially have moved around. That's great. So now I have to try to hunt people down again. This way. Hopefully people didn't move too far, if at all. So nobody out on the helipad. That's the same. That's good. Okay. So if I go down here, out, into the garden, is Marco still over at the garden? He is. And Baina moved over here too. Okay.
Excuse me, just one question. It won't be too long. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Okay, so nothing new there. So nothing beyond the conversation we got with Martin and Christina. So we've done Martin, Christina, Marco, Baina, Colio, and Sonia. So Billy and Clara, and then Lorenzo are the only ones left. Yeah, Billy and Clara will be down here. Unless they've gone back to their suite for some reason. That's possible too. They were here before. Clara was doing laundry. Who knows how long that takes? Yeah, they're not here anymore. Well, crap. Okay. They're nowhere in this area either. Of course they're not. I don't like the random time shift. So, by the way, X hours have passed. How am I supposed to do my investigation? The time limit on when I can talk to people. Billy and Clara aren't on one of these levels, are they? Clara was here with Christina previously, but they have not. Nobody's here now. Yeah. Okay. I don't expect to find anybody here, but since I now know this much about where people are, because everybody moves when the time shifts. That's my big thing with the time shifting. Is like, okay, so now I have to go find everybody again. So which takes more time up on the new time slot that I'm in, potentially meaning people could move again before I have a chance to even to find them or something, let alone ask them questions. Okay. Again, not expecting anybody to be in any of these rooms, but it is what it is, I suppose. I'm not going to bother checking bathrooms if nobody's in the main part of the suite. I doubt somebody's going to be hiding in the bathroom somewhere. If I miss them, I guess I miss them. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to miss them though. Yep. Okay, so nobody in any of these. '16 is just my room and the bolted room, so I don't think I need to bother with that floor. And 17 was the technical workshop. So I've already looked in there. So 18 will step out. Okay. Garden is Baina and Marco. Could be somebody over this side, I suppose. No. There's nobody at the helipad. And up above, oh, I have to check up above again because everybody moved. That's right. So now I don't know who's up above. All right. But I do know there's nobody at the helipad. I had just checked that. Okay. Is Colio still over here? It's not. Nobody's on this side at all now. All right. Don't trip over the giant crack as big as your leg as you're running by. Okay, so Clara and Billy are back here. They were gone the previous time slot.
I need you to enlighten me on a point. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So nothing there.
I rather like being interviewed. Go on, sir. An autograph, too?
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So nothing from them.
Here's the man who is always seeking the truth. So speak, Jack Norm.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Okay. Already talked to them. Don't know if Christina's still over here or not. She is. Okay, so I've already talked to everybody on this side and out at the garden. So I guess I want... And before the time switch, I talked to Sonia. So I guess I just want Lorenzo? That seems wrong. Seems like I should have more than just that, but I don't know. This is Jones's place. Sweet. This is the library again. I'm assuming I won't find anybody except Denolan's corpse in here. Let's see. Run into anybody in Walter's office? No. Okay. Does that mean that Sonia is up at Pataglieri's office? I don't know what that means.
You made a thorough fool of me, and you betrayed us all, Lorenzo. You hid the hot air balloon from us while we were all in danger of perishing here. You were no doubt planning to escape with your dear little Baina.
It's Martin who is talking rubbish, Sonia. If I had betrayed you, as you put it, I wouldn't still be here. I believe this hot air balloon is dangerous, Sonia, and I'm afraid, that's all.
I don't believe you anymore, Lorenzo. It's too late. You really don't deserve our confidence.
Sonia, please wait. It's not true. It's a terrible misunderstanding.
No point in defending yourself. I got it. And I warn you, as soon as the questions of inheritance are resolved, you can look for another job. Is that clear?
But I don't understand. I believe that you would give me the honor of your friendship, Sonia.
That's enough, Lorenzo. I have better things to do than argue with you.
Or she moves on, so I still have to go track her down somewhere. For crying. It's a series of cutscenes. Okay, I was waiting for a
What the hell
while.
are you still doing with my wife, Lorenzo? You want to go away alone with Sonia in this balloon? Is that it?
Good God, you're saying whatever comes through your head, Martin. I was talking to Sonia about the weather conditions. I'm afraid the hot air balloon will have problems flying in this crappy weather. And, in a way, we were talking about what steps to take.
You're trying to make a fool of me, Lorenzo. I don't believe a word that you are saying. I saw you! Sonia and you were in the middle of a discussion about the hot air balloon, and you shut up as soon as I got there.
I'll explain it to you in another way, you idiot. Here we go. Is it any clearer like this? Here. Is it any clearer now?
Nobody here is taken in by your petty scheming, Lorenzo. You will pay for this. You can count on it.
One would say it's heating up here. Lorenzo, you have to calm down. I will be giving the order for the takeoff of the hot air balloon. I and no one else. Did you get that?
It's perfectly clear, Inspector.
For crying now, who knows where anybody is? Everybody moved around, apparently.
I would like to ask you 2 or 3 questions.
Crime
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So I have no questions about their fighting and stuff? Right, okay. Admits she was sleeping with Martin at the time of the murder. Admits he was sleeping with Christina on the night of the murder. Believes he misplaced the key card. Claims Denolan is not the type to do that. Still don't have a document for this. The last people to go into the library before the murder. A document saying that. But I already tried that.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. It's not that one. It's not the marriage certificate. It's not the renunciation. I already tried that. That doesn't apply. Or I already tried it anyway, just in case. Nationality agreement. Wheelchair menu, wedding invitations. I mean, I could try some of these. I don't think these will work either.
The clues do not match.
I don't know. How do I have a document saying who was in the library? That's the wedding invitation. This is the speech he was going to give at the wedding. Doesn't tell me anything about the library. This, again, was done elsewhere, not here at the tower. This was a legal document he got from elsewhere. Autopsy does not have to do with who was at the library before his death. Excuse me. Trial summary notes. Formal demand to stop construction, so that doesn't have to do with the library. File about Segura Tower and how there are structural flaws. File on the dismissal of employees. Walter Jones DiColio. This says his intent. Right? No, this is all of Colio's friends coming to help work at the tower. Yeah, so that's also not to do with the library. Tourist pamphlet, restaurant menu. List of people on the island does not tell you who is in the library, just they're on the island. And then this is the general investigation. Jones and Denolent. Forgot this morning I couldn't help but cook up some suspects by telephone. You know me, Jack, and you know that habits are hard to break. I'll send you the statements about the whereabouts last night during the time Walter Jones' death. I hope that'll help solve your problem. Oh. I wonder if this is it. Is this the one?
The clues do not match.
Nope. Okay, well that's all the documents I have, so I don't have the document apparently that tells me that. What the? How am I missing something? I'm always missing like one thing. Not great. Okay, let me see. Um, uh, oh, interesting. Okay. Apparently, not sure how I would have read this into the clue, but okay. And this doesn't necessarily give me the document. I only got to where I saw something I didn't know before. Okay, so there's this. Listen to what he says at the end,
Books
I
on
guess.
very different subjects. In English, in German, in French. There's a Spanish one here. That's strange for someone as organized as Walter Jones.
So, what we want, I don't know how to reset this or anything, but W is there just an A? Yeah, see, they stay out. We're spelling Walter. L. What is that? That's a J. Okay, so W A L. Lester? Probably. T. That's a J though, right? Where's the T? Walter. T.C. Richter. Okay. E. Eric Wow. R. Wonder if this is where the Spanish comes. Oh, maybe not. R. Daniel.
Aha! So you had a secret penchant for the bottle, Mr. Jones. Not bad as a hiding place.
So nothing in these books on the sides. Because it's probably all here. I cannot open these. Oh.
Jack, I can't believe this. I've left like 15 messages. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm waiting for you at the restaurant. I mean, you know how hard it was to get these reservations? Jack?
Don't leave. I'll go in my room to be able to talk to you alone.
Really?
No, I assure you, I'll be back with you soon. I hope to arrest the murderer before nightfall, just to give you an idea. Then, as soon as I find a flight, indeed, as soon as I can. Basically, as soon as the helicopter brings us back, I'll join you.
Jack?
Of course, it'll take me some more time, despite everything, Carol. You can understand that. It's a criminal investigation, all the same. Calm down. It's not going to help if you cry like this. Listen, I didn't want to worry you, but all the same, it's not going too well here, and it could even sour a little, you understand? We have some small problems with air traffic, so it's not easy to reserve a plane to leave this godforsaken island. But no, I'm not making fun of you. Of course. I'll get out of here, my darling. You know jolly well I always find a way out. Yes, I love you.
You know jolly well? What are you, British now suddenly? Plus, other than a phrase like jolly good, I don't really know that. Do the British use jolly all the time? That's just like a classic British phrase. It's like a, what do you call it? Like a trope or something. It's not actually necessarily something that the British will use. Generally. I don't know. I've not lived in England or anything, so I can't speak as an expert on it or anything. But when I hear British people, like whether it's YouTubers or people in film that are speaking with British accents or like lectures by British folks, I don't hear jolly used like ever. I think it's like an old-timey term like maybe first half of the 20th century, maybe. But this is supposed to take place in like 2006 or something. So I don't get why we're using that term. Strikes me as a little weird, but okay, whatever. It's not the end of the world, just seems odd. Back up to 21 again, because the game decided I had to go all the way down to my suite to go take the stupid phone call that I didn't even want to take in the first place. The phone call literally helps me none. Like, interrupting seems like a really silly thing to do. Why drag me all the way away from this just so I could have a phone call with a wife who's waiting for me, but it has nothing to do with my investigation? Well, it humanizes him more. Okay, but don't take me all the way back down to my suite. What the hell? Oh, the water bottle? Open that? So the alcohol... We're not even going to try the alcohol anymore. Okay. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. What did I just get? Not this, right? This was... What was this again? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, that's the... Yeah. What was this? File on Hubert de Nolant. Hubert de Nolant. Okay, so Segura, June 6, 2000. Certificate of transfer to shareholders. I, the undersigned, Hubert de Nolan, shareholder in the Jones Company, today give up 850 Jones Company shares to Mr. Samuel Walter Jones for the nominal fee of $5. This being a global fee of $4,250 for these 850 titles. As payment for this transaction, I recognize having received today check number 468-54790-996 from the Maldive Commercial Bank for the sum of $4,250. Sagora, June 6, 2006, without prejudice. Hubert de Nolan, attorney. So here's the signature. See if that actually matches what's on that piece of paper. But January 9th, so that was January 6th, or June 6th, 2000. January 9th, 2006. Dear Walter Jones, further to our last conversation, this is James Connery from some offices in Texas. Further to our last conversation, I'm informing you of the first investigative elements that you entrusted to us on September 6, 2005, regarding the action of your collaborator and lawyer, Mr. Hubert de Nolan. Following the appeal and canceling the sale of the Jones Group's cement works company, World Cement, by Wild Béton for fraud, it seems today to be a known fact that Mr. Hubert de Nolan embezzled the World Cement employees' contributions to their pension funds by placing his notice, can't tell what that says under the arrow, but anyway, as treasurer of the building pension fund. She, in effect, placing his niece, I see. He made his niece treasurer. Interesting. She, in effect, made large sum bank transfers to High Placements, the stock market placement management company managed by her uncle. High Placements surrendered its accounts and transferred a few dividends to its stockholders and declared bankruptcy 6 months before the sale of cement works company World Cement. High Placements never reimbursed the $53 million placed on the stock market, which in fact were deposited little by little on Mr. Hubert de Nolan's number account in the Maldives. Here's the list of documents that we have presently collected on this file. Number 1, excerpts of the 37 bank transfers signed by Agne Ferguson, the treasurer of the High Placements Building Pension Fund, for a total of $53 million. I just say Agnes Ferguson. I don't know why you have the little weird accent over the E. It's not French or something. Or I wanted to say it French, but it's not. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 2, judgment for the liquidation of the High Placements Company, forced to terminate payments by the U.S. IRS. 3, excerpts from Hubert de Nolan's numbered account in the Maldives showing the payments made by the High Placements Company for the past 3 years, and in particular, the sum deposited 7 months before its voluntary liquidation, whose total is around $50 million. 4, letters of complaint by Wild Béton, the cement works buyer, and by the Cement Works Workers Union, demanding that the building pension fund reimburse the $53 million in pension funds owed to the employees. Appeal, number 5, by Wild Béton through the State of Texas Court of Commerce, demanding the cancellation of the sale of the World Cement Cement Works Company for fraud. I believe that you now have in your possession all the elements to allow you to judge for yourself the most doubtful reliability of this collaborator. I am waiting for the payment for our bill of fees from the last trimester. I will transmit these documents to you upon receipt. Sincerely, James Conroy. And then Mr. Hubert de Nolan, Segura Island, Jones Tower, to Walter Jones. I, the undersigned Hubert de Nolan, business lawyer, treasurer, and shareholder of the Jones Company, president of the High Placements Company, recognize and admit the following facts. Having placed my niece, Agnes Ferguson, I mean, it's Hubert de Nolan, so it could be Agnes Ferguson. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna say Agnes. Sorry, it's just kind of bugging me because it's like mixing languages and stuff, but they're not. Doesn't seem consistently. I mean, she maybe got married to somebody like, somebody from Scotland or something named Ferguson, but not Scotland. I think it's Irish actually. Irish last name, I think. Anyway. Having placed my niece Agnes Ferguson as treasurer of the building pension fund in order to embezzle $53 million invested by her for the World Cement Works Company's account in the form of financial placements in the company High Placements, which I chair. Having deposited in a private capacity the sum of $53 million to the account number, blah, 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 the Credit and Progress Bank of the Maldives under the form of 17 monthly transfers assured by my niece Agnes Ferguson. Having provoked on May 13th, 2005, the cessation of payments of the High Placements Company by the Boston State Fiscal Services with the goal of relieving myself of any legal procedure. Having thus despoiled the employees and retired persons from the World Cement Works Company, subsidiary of the Jones Company, my employer. Segura, May 15, 2006, without prejudice, Hubert de Nolan, attorney. Read and approved, and then this. Oh, I see. I can move this so I can read it. I see what's going on. Anyway. Okay. Where's the autopsy? So he died on June 8th. So this stuff with de Nolan was a couple of days before that at the... Now this was longer. This was like 3 weeks or something earlier, actually. Okay. Still doesn't tell me who was the last person in the... I don't think this is going to give me it. I'm pretty sure it's wrong, right?
The clues do not match.
I can't... Sorry. My ADD, I can't remember if I checked this one or not. So, okay. This, we still don't know this or this. I think I already did this, but since beeping red just in case.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Strange, these drawers are closed and there's no obvious keyhole.
So let me go back to what I was looking at before, because I'm not sure. I'm trying to find... Okay. Du-du-du-du-du. Du-du-du-du. I did that. It says use the remote on the red flashing light. I literally did that. Or is it not count? Oh, it's counting these as two different. It turns off and then goes on again. That it probably didn't do. Did it over the drawer instead. That's why. There.
Jones really thought of everything.
There we go. Ah, okay. I saw that move. Okay, what else do we have? Nothing else? Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. So, over here, this mechanism moved. I was going to say, I used the remote on the red light, didn't I? No, I used it on the drawer, not the red light, apparently. This. 5565657 5WJ. Code. Where am I entering a code? I already found the chapel from his room. 5656575 5WJ. But I don't. Where was there something where I needed to put a code in? I mean, it could be if there was a safe, but I already opened the safe in Jones's suite. It's not a code out here or something I need to do, right? Hang on. Let me see if there's something else inside here first, I guess. Just in case. Still can't get this open.
This drawer is stuck.
But that also has the mechanism for opening that secret compartment, so this might not actually ever pull out. I'm thinking that probably is not ever going to actually open. This is just ammo. These are just rifles, so there's no object like a safe or something that would need a code here. Wasn't anything at this desk where the Nolan's body is, right? I don't think there was anything as far as a code, like needing a code. Yeah, no. Nothing there. There's nothing in the technical workshop. Oops, not what I meant. Force a whoa, stop. I don't want to use elevators just in case. They end up meaning death because something's not working. Surprised that one opened, but I guess it's the other elevator that's out of order. This one's okay still, for now. Nothing that will take a code there. I'm pretty sure nothing over here either, but let me double check. Yeah, no. Okay.
Here's the code. I want to know who came to Jones's office after 9 p.m.
Oh, Lorenzo keys it in. I see. I see where we use it.
So here, what is this? That's strange. Simbi Lactar. Simbi Lactar had come to Jones's office the evening of the murder. But that's impossible. Totally impossible. He's a member of the staff that was fired 15 days ago. Well, look for yourself, Norm.
So it's Marco? And his fingerprints were on Simbi Lactar's
Thanks for your help, Lorenzo.
card that was in the shredder but never actually got shredded. There we go. That's the one.
Who were the last people that step in the library before the murder? Noland and Simbi Lactar were the last people who were present at the scene of the crime.
Nolan the attorney and a certain Simbi Lactar were the last people to make an appearance at the scene of the crime before the murder of the billionaire.
Hats off. You're getting closer, Jack. But who is this Simbi Lactar who's just appeared out of nowhere?
Simbi Lactar is a former employee of Walter Jones. He's one of the natives who was fired some 15 days back. He lived on a neighboring island.
What is Simbi Lactar doing on the island? So now I have that, and then this as well. Okay, well, didn't make too bad progress today. We got one of our mandates resolved. We have 3 more left, and we're getting close to the end. I mean, he's prepared, like, Battaglieri is preparing a hot air balloon. Oh, I guess I should say over here just in case I need to talk to Martin again, or Lorenzo for that matter before moving on. Anyway, so Lorenzo's preparing.
Life doesn't make any sense anymore, Martin. I've lost Baina's love. I've lost Sonia's friendship. I've lost my tower, my life's work. I'm sorry for the punch. I lost my head. I know I'm done for. I'll stay here. It's the best thing for me to do. You ought to take off with the hot air balloon, but I'll stay. I will stay.
Hang in there, Lorenzo. Don't worry about me. You have an excellent right, I ought to know. But it's not serious. Sonia explained everything to me. I understand your reaction, and I'm not angry with you. Come now. Don't think dark thoughts like these.
But I'm done for, Martin. This tower has disappeared, and I'm going with it. I leave you my place in the hot air balloon. You've got a better chance of getting out with the weight of one person less.
Stop, Lorenzo. You're getting on board with us, obviously. You are talented and you'll construct other towers. And you won't have the old man Jones getting in your way.
Deep down,
You're a good guy, Martin. Thanks.
All right, didn't expect that conversation, so I wanted to play it out. Okay, so we've got, we've basically, the tower's falling apart. Lorenz he's getting the hot air balloon ready, trying to make it as safe as possible. We've got Denolant was killed, and trying to figure out who is responsible, because supposedly with the note and stuff, there was, they made it look like he tried and succeeded to unalive himself, but the thing is that he doesn't seem to have had that kind of personality. Not to mention, even with confessing all of his embezzlement and stuff to Walter Jones, he still, as far as everybody else knows, hadn't done anything wrong in that regard. And so it's not like he's in trouble with anybody, really. We're the only ones who know, because we found that folder in the bookcase. So anyway, I find it hard to believe that he would have had reason to decide not to hang around anymore. So anyway, so we got that progressed, and I don't know, I think that's about it. That's more or less. But, so we made some decent progress, though. So I will go ahead and leave that for now. For today. Okay, so going to tomorrow, the next stream. So we basically finished Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive. There's just the final, I guess it's the final, sounds like it's the final anyway, scenario for day 1, where there are bees or something like that. When I was trying to, after doing the first time through, and the first day was spiders, after going through that, I was trying to restart and redo the spiders because I had messed something up on that, but survived it, but messed something up on that anyway. But I wasn't able to restart the spiders, but I saw 2 scenarios. One was poison gas, and so I just ended up doing that one. And another one looked like it was bees or something coming through the window, killing us in the dream. So there's that one final scenario of whatever those insects are. And then I think that's it. Day 2 only seemed to have 2 scenarios, extreme heat and extreme cold. Day 3 only seems to have had 2, bandits and thunderstorm. So the plan is I will do day 1 with the new insects, because I've done day 1 a couple of different times now and I know pretty much where everything is. Probably won't take the full stream. I'm guessing it'll take maybe an hour. Something like that is my guess. It might take a little bit more, but I can stay on a little bit longer than just 2 hours also if I need to. Anyway, so I think about an hour roughly to finish that. And then after that, then we'll move on to something else. We still have plenty of other stuff, obviously from Halloween that we did, from years back, plus from this most recent Hallow stream. So I'll figure out, I don't know yet what it'll be. I'll figure out what it'll be though. What game we'll do that's continuing from there. Obviously, the final stream we're doing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. But there's still plenty of other stuff we can do in the meantime. And I'm not really sure what I want to do in that spot. We'll see. We'll see. I'll figure it out, and I'll just, we'll just find out when I actually get on the stream. So anyway, anybody who stopped in to watch, and Monmouth for coming and saying hello and talking for a little bit with me. Appreciate the support, as always, of course. So, about a little over 11 hours from now, we will do the next, like I said, first half of the stream. Don't survive, don't escape 4 again. And we'll go from there. Till next time. Peace.
Poor Spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.